What is good, y'all? Welcome back. It's your boy Misguidid, and I think the timing of DJ Vlad's latest appearance on Adam 22's podcast is suspect to say the least, considering he's never wanted to touch on the Rolling 60s before on record. But here he comes, decked out in designer, with a new toupee on, and now with a massive 107-page RICO indictment called Operation Draws Down. Suddenly, DJ Vlad, he's ready to talk, and on the top of that indictment, none other than Eugene Henley, aka Big U, the feared leader of the Rolling 60s, accused of many crimes, including the murder of 21-year-old Ray Sean Williams. So why now? Why does DJ Vlad pick and choose who he's disgusted by? Was Vlad ever extorted by Eugene Henley? When you watch this, I want you to pay close attention to how Vlad answers these questions, and how he talks about Big U and his alleged crimes, and how he talks about Lil Durk's alleged crimes. Keep in mind, it's the same exact scenario. 2 RICO charges. In California. The same prosecutors. I think Big U at one point struck the fear of God in DJ Vlad. But I want you to decide for yourself. Let's dig into this. See, first off, let's talk about one of the key moments in this interview with Adam 22. Vlad discusses Lil Durk's indictments, which also tie into the Rolling 60s indictments. The 60s are having a bad year, y'all, wreaking havoc on the city of Los Angeles, specifically the murder of Lil Pop, cousin of Rolling 60s member Quando Rondo, who was killed in a brazen hit in Los Angeles, allegedly in retaliation for King Von's murder. Now Vlad and Durk have had issues for about 10 years now. Ever since Durk dissed Vlad multiple times in songs for leaking personal information, including the news of the birth of a child, which Vlad obviously refused to delete. In this interview, Vlad is quick to believe Durk is guilty, taking the charges at face value, saying how disgusted he is that a man of Durk's stature and age could be involved in an assassination. There's no innocent until proven guilty with Vlad. When it comes to Durk, no. He's already convicted him in the court of public opinion. Vlad the judge. And Vlad looks visibly disgusted. But hold that thought, because Vlad's energy is obviously way different when it comes to his buddy, Big Useless.
The question is, when you look at the position that Durk is in now, I feel like me and you are both people that had cool relationships with him, and then the relationship fell apart over things that we consider kind of petty. And especially when I look at why you guys fell apart, which for the audience, if you don't know, Vlad accidentally included a clip of Durk talking about the fact that he was about to have a baby in an episode. He told you to edit it out. You forgot to edit it out, or forgot to tell your editor to edit. Your editor forgot to take it out.
Forgot to edit it out. Yeah,
right.
We told him to edit out, and then they asked. We edited out part of it, but they wanted more edited out.
Right. Oh, okay.
And by the time we got to the rest of it, they felt it took us too long. But that to me was sort of silly, because it's like, we've been around each other. We've had conversations off camera. Like, you know, I have no bad intentions for you.
Right. And to me, that's just some big-headed superstar rapper shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to beef with you for 10 years over the fact that your editor forgot to take out an extra 15 seconds of the interview or whatever.
And it was about an upcoming baby. It wasn't even about like, oh.
Vlad, it was about his baby. Do you get that? Like, am I crazy? The lack of self-awareness is insane. You have no right to leak information about somebody's child being born, celebrity or not. And the fact that you see zero problem in that is alarming to me.
This is I'm dissing my op's dead grandmother, like, and I really needed it out.
Right. It's not life or death.
Whatever. Yeah. It's like, all right, the baby announcement came a little too soon, but that's not what we're even known for. We're not like Shade Room.
So why didn't you delete it? Why didn't you edit it? I have a channel that's not 1% of your channel, and I can take a video and edit anything in it. But you didn't, and that was the problem. and you're acting like you couldn't do it. Once it's out, it's out. Vlad, do you know how much money you have? I have nothing compared to you. And I would go and just edit it out. The fans don't really care about Durk having a baby. Durk was mad because you couldn't even be decent enough to just delete a clip.
Care about baby now.
Yeah, our audience. Yeah, exactly.
Really does not give
that's
a
not
shit.
really our thing anyway.
Yeah,
that's not the thing that's going to go viral.
But on 2 different songs, he's like Vlad. And
Yeah,
I'm just like, really, on 2 album songs, you gotta say Vlad over that. Like, come on, man. Like you're letting your fame kind of cloud your judgment. Like, I'm not your op. I've never said anything about you at all derogatory ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even with the Vlads, I still didn't say it. You would think at one point, you'd be like, actually, no, this guy's cool. This guy was actually looking out for me when no one else was.
Right.
Was giving me a platform when I couldn't get a play. He used to tweet me so I would make articles on his tweets.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, to go from that to Vlad on 2 songs, 2 out. Like, I'm not even talking about freestyles.
People
like actual
kind
albums.
of accused you of this, of being a little bit too gleeful, or at least not upset about discussing Durk's current predicament.
And I know in the comments, everyone's going to get mad at what I'm about to say, but this is why I like Adam22, and I think he is leaps and bounds a better broadcaster and journalist than Vlad. He will ask you the questions that the fans want to ask. And I get mad when Adam kind of bows down to Vlad. It bothers me. Adam, we've spoke in DMs before, and you know I respect you. And I think that you kind of need to realize who you are and stop bowing down to Vlad, because the only reason Vlad has a bigger channel than you is because he started it fucking over a decade ago.
It's not about Durk saying Vlad.
That's just his behavior in general. You're kind of disappointed by some of the decisions he made.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, is where this video really starts. Vlad is so disgusted. How could you be charged for murder for hire? It's beneath you. It makes him sick. Vlad is about to show you what hypocrisy looks like at the highest level. And it won't be over, because wait till you see what he feels about Big U's current alleged unaliving of a 21-year-old that lived with him, that was his son's best friend. Doesn't bother Vlad one bit. You know why? Because Big U didn't diss Vlad, or maybe Big U extorted Vlad.
Once I saw the story of Quando Rondo's cousin getting killed and his alleged involvement in it, I was just disgusted by it. It's not, oh, I'm so glad he's in jail, I hope he's there forever. No, I don't wish that. Like, at the end of the day, if he gets out tomorrow, that'd be fine. At the end of the day, what the feds are alleging, and with someone who I'm cool with, I've always had a good relationship with Quando. I actually went down to Savannah, interviewed him in person. This is not our first interview. We talked about sort of just the overall situation, and to have a murder occur right in front of him, where this is his actual cousin and the trauma involved in it, like that. Why do people think that's a strange reaction? I understand you like his music, and I know that clouds a lot of people's judgment. It's like, I like his music, so it's okay that he kills people associated with a rapper I don't like. But that's not really how you're supposed to be as a human being. Right. Like, if you really paid a group of men to go kill somebody, and in the process they kill the wrong person, that's not celebrated. You see what I'm saying? Right. I'm not being gleeful. I'm just saying, if he's involved in that, that's disgusting.
I just want to say, Lil Durk is innocent until proven guilty. And Vlad is, announcing to the world that he did this. And he's disgusted. But killing a 21-year-old that lived with you, that was signed to your label, that was your son's best friend, shot in the head and left in a ditch, which the feds alleged that doesn't bother you one bit. And if you keep watching, you're gonna have your mind blown. Be like, dude, why is I think Vlad has somebody in his pockets, and I think his name is Big Useless.
In society, you shouldn't be allowed just because you have a bunch of money and a bunch of crazy people around you that are willing to throw away their lives to go kill people that you have a problem with. And at one point, what I said was in these interviews was, when does Lil Durk grow up and say, you know, King Von?
I'm sorry I had to stop this, but I had to. Vlad, Big U is 60 years old, on the top of a RICO indictment. Lil Durk, I believe, just turned 30. You can't keep up with all the BS that's coming out of your mouth, man.
The legal system has told everyone that this was a justifiable self-defense situation. But Durk allegedly did not want to accept that.
Yeah.
So Vlad believes everything that the feds say. As he should. They investigate people for a long time. But he only believes them when it has nothing to do with Big U. If the feds say something about Big U, they're lying. The thing is Vlad saying this stuff on camera, and if you follow along and you have half a brain, you're like, dude, this guy's compromised. It's 100% fact, and it just is what it is.
To take it one step further and put his own freedom and the freedom of these 5 other guys involved in this insanity on the line. So, I don't know, so he could feel better about himself.
So now, in my belief, Vlad has always been visibly scared of Big U. Even though he says that they're very good friends, even though he also admitted that they only speak a couple times a year, he's never covered Big U's insane history or even entertained discussions about it outside his controlled interviews with him. He even refused to platform my brother, Loose Cannon, Sweetie, Free Loose Cannon, who's spoken out about Big U's alleged involvement in the Nipsey Hussle unaliving, calling Loose a liar, saying he'll never platform him. But now that Big U's name is in a federal indictment and he's locked up and Vlad is safe, suddenly Vlad is open to conversations. Interesting.
The level of this massive takedown, if it wasn't for this one murder that they're alleging, that he had an artist that he was working with who I guess previously played football under him because he was a high school football coach. And this artist at one point was supposed to record in Big U's studio in Vegas. Somehow he wasn't happy with the rates that they were charging him or something. If it's his artist, I don't know why they were charging him anything to record in the space. But either way, he then records a diss song about Big U. So Big U finds out about this diss song, which I'm not sure that this diss song has ever been released. If it does get released, we're going to really have to go through the lyrics with a fine-tooth comb because that's insane. And then Big U apparently, according to the feds, was so upset about this that he shot the kid in the head, drove him into the desert, and left his body.
I mean, Big U has been like a figure on the internet now for quite a while. Like definitely after my interview with him.
Yeah.
Like
everybody knows about him.
Everybody knew who Big U was.
Done a bunch of TV stuff and all that.
TV stuff. Lots of people have dissed him in various ways on the internet and so forth. I've had conversations. I remember there was a whole Loose Cannon thing where, you know, Loose was saying how Big U somehow set up Nipsey, you know. Which
now a lot of people are looking at a little differently now. That
I don't think that happened on any level. I don't think so. I remember I called you. That was one of our conversations. I was like, yo, man, I'm sorry you're going through this bullshit. Like, this is just dumb.
See, here is where this video really starts to make sense. When discussing the RICO case, Vlad refuses to believe that Big U is guilty. I mean, absolutely, downright refuses it. Even though the indictment accuses him of murdering his son's best friend and leaving his body in a ditch, in my opinion, a lot more heinous than paying somebody to do a hit Vlad insists it's not true. Claims he's never seen Big U be violent. That he's too old, basically, to be gangbanging. So let's get this straight. Durk gets no benefit of the doubt. But Eugene Henley, Big U, who's literally accused of killing basically a child, gets Vlad's sympathy. Can someone make this make sense to me?
I never got the impression that you really, you're going to kill someone you're going to kill an unknown rapper over a diss song.
Vlad, all of these indictments and all of these unalivings are stemmed from diss songs. Literally every single one of them. How and why are you such a hypocrite?
Really here?
Yeah.
Really? You're gonna kill a rapper that no one's ever heard of?
As of yet, I don't even know if anybody knows that person's rap name, the kid who got killed.
Listen,
never mind if he ever even put music out on any serious level.
Okay, like if Drake killed Kendrick over Not Like Us being performed at the Super Bowl, I think everyone would be like, all right, we kind of get it.
Yeah, bad decision, but we understand where the impulse came
right.
from.
It's
yeah.
just like he finally reached his breaking point when it's performed at the goddamn Super Bowl.
Right.
Like, you know, whereas like Kendrick probably A minor. Like, so you're gonna tell me that a 50-something-year-old man who's been enjoying being out of prison for a very long time is gonna go and kill someone himself over a diss song?
That being said,
It
though,
just sounds dumb, doesn't it?
But so much of what Loose Cannon has alleged that is basically also in this indictment, like, why would a guy who's in his 50s, who's presumably got a nice, cushion of money and doesn't need to be out there extorting people, why would he be running up in weed dispensaries and strip clubs and basically demanding cash for protection from them? It's like, I feel like a lot of these guys,
I have no idea about anything.
once they become career criminals.
Vlad, I thought you believed everything that the feds say. Why are you tap dancing, bro? I have no idea. I don't want to speak on that. Big U called me from lockup and told me I have to be his mouthpiece, or else.
It's harder than we would think to let go of that life.
I don't think so.
Really? We've seen a lot of people do it. Terrence.
See, here's where you kind of have to, suspend belief a little bit. Now, this is where it kind of gets interesting. The fact that Vlad has spent years avoiding any conversations about the rolling 60s, only to suddenly address it a couple days after they all get locked up, raises serious questions to me. Is it because the indictment makes it safer for Vlad to speak on Big U? Or has Vlad been under some kind of pressure all along? Let's not forget, Vlad has a history of being controlled by his ego. He refuses to give a platform to anyone who dares disrespects King Vlad. Him, Durk, being a prime example. But Big U, somehow, he's completely off limits. And let's be real, Vlad is an opportunist, although he is a legend, and I have to give him those flowers. He'll interview convicted murderers like Sammy the Bull Gravano and pay him for his time with 17 alleged murders. That doesn't disgust him, but he's disgusted by Durk.
Big U,
hundreds of thousands,
check-in money, and then there was a whole thing about Adrian Broner robbing some dudes at a dice game.
And Shaq allegedly moved out of LA, at least in part because he was sick of dealing with gangster bullshit, which I think when he said that back in the day, people were a little confused. Like, why would Shaq in any way be beholden to gangster interests? Now you kind of see what that might look like.
I don't know whether any of that is true, honestly, but it's sort of like, if I was an NBA player, I'd be damned if I'd be paying anybody protection money in LA. Like, that is.
Vlad is only outraged when it serves him. The fact that he's suddenly okay with discussing Loose Cannon right after the indictment dropped shows he's not as fearless as he pretends to be. He moves when it's convenient, with his bodyguards when it's safe, or when he's told to. See, Vlad walks around like he's Larry King or Howard Stern of hip-hop journalism. He thinks that his platform makes him the gatekeeper of the culture. But here's the truth. No one gives a damn about his opinions. We don't watch his channel for him. We watch his channel for the guests. His entire brand is built on asking people to relive their traumatic events, and then he profits off of their stories, not his. And the worst part, he is a copyright strike king. He'll come for anyone who posts even a 3-second clip of his interviews. But his whole platform, it's built off the back of others. Weird, right? And meanwhile, Adam22 actually moves the culture, hate him or love him. And whether you like him or not, he asks tough questions. He gets in front of the camera, and he doesn't let personal beef dictate his coverage. But Vlad, if you cross him, he'll control the narrative, erase you from his platform, and act like you never existed. So what do you think? Is DJ Vlad being extorted? Or is he just a coward? Why is he so quick to condemn Durk, but not Eugene Henley? And why is he the only one talking about this now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like. Most importantly, subscribe. We've been growing a lot in the last week. And stay locked in. I'm Misguided Media. You know the deal. Stay safe. I'll catch y'all in the next one.
About.
I'm out.